Welcome back, friends. You know, the American Red Cross is more than a disaster response organization. They also support U.S. military members and their families. Here to tell us more about the work they are doing all year long is Sarah Mosley, the Regional Director for Service to the Armed Forces and International Services, and Donovan Baker. He's the Military Treatment Facility Volunteer, the longest business cards in the room. Welcome.
Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness. And look, we're all wearing a little red today. That wasn't planned, but I love that we are doing that. And you know, I love this, Sarah, that I know you all as disaster response,
Yep.
right? Hurricanes,
Definitely.
all the different things. But when it comes to U.S. military members and their families, you all have been helping them for over a century?
Yes, it's one of our longest programs, and you're right. I think most folks, when they think about the American Red Cross, they think about disasters,
Oh, yes.
they think about blood drives, but we also work with the military and the military community, and we've been doing that for a long time. One of the ways in which we help the military community is through our Hero Care Network.
Okay, what is that?
It is a 24/7 hotline that folks can call in, specifically designed for family members of active duty service members. So when family members back home are having some kind of emergency, like a medical emergency or going into labor or
Yes.
other types of unforeseen events, life events, they can call the American Red Cross at our Hero Care Network, and we actually have a constitutional charter to verify the nature of the emergency and make sure that information gets passed down to the service member who might be stationed elsewhere or deployed overseas, as well as their command. And then we can also support that service member in returning home to obviously be with their family during the emergency.
And I love that you all
Yep.
do that because it doesn't always get to them, right? Depending on where they are deployed, they may not have access to a phone
Yes.
so they can find out that their wife has gone into labor or something
Exactly.
happened to their
Yes.
husband. I love that you all do that, and they do that 24 hours a day?
A day. And so you can access that network through the phone, right? If you go to the AmericanRedCross.org /Hero Care Network, or just Google Hero Care Network, you can find our phone number. It's a toll-free 24/7 number. But you can also access it over the internet on our website. You can file the information online, and there's also an app if you prefer an app as opposed to calling in.
Come on, 2025. And look, if you are a veteran or an active service member who needs that information, you're seeing the website on your screen right there. You all also have this thing called a military installation. Donovan, tell me about that.
Yes, that's correct. So with the military installation presence, Red Cross volunteers, they're able to just provide care. They're also able to provide comfort and therapy items, and we do that at the veterans hospitals, and we also do it at the military treatment facilities right here in Louisiana.
That is amazing. And also, I want to shout you out. Veterans Day is coming up tomorrow, November 11th. Beautiful people, you are a veteran, so happy Veterans Day to
thank
you
you
as
very
well.
much.
Over 25 years in service. I'm so curious from your perspective, both as a volunteer and someone who maybe have needed these services in the past. Why is it so important that we have things like this, and how did it help you on your journey in the service?
Well, so while I was in the service, I never had to use the Red Cross system personally, but because of the job that I did in the military, I was able, in the offices that I work, I was able to receive those messages. So I would take those messages, and of course we give it to the leadership, who would then bring the service member in and pass that message on to them. And then after that, it was my responsibility to respond to Red Cross that the message has been delivered to the service member.
And what I love so much is that you obviously know what it's like on the other side. So to have somebody who's working with the Red Cross, who can talk to these veterans and these active service members when they need it the most, I think is genius. I see what you all are doing over there. And you all also focus on whole health as well, Sarah.
Yeah, we do. So, it's through the volunteers that we are, like Donovan, that we are able to run different programs for service to the armed forces, including, placing volunteers in military treatment facilities, but also we also have volunteers who are certified mental health professionals.
So important.
Yep. Definitely. And we run resiliency workshops, which include psychological first aid workshops, as well as different types of reconnection workshops, like communication skills, stress solutions that are designed for the military as well as their families and also caregivers and veterans. And so we really want to support folks over like the life cycle of military life and all those different transitions, because it's such important service, but it's also, you know, it's not always easy in terms of all the different challenges that folks face.
And this isn't just domestic, beautiful people. They have international offices as well. So they're really trying to help service members wherever they are deployed, which I think is so admirable. And by the way, I also want to shout out 90% of the workforce for Red Cross volunteer based. And with Veterans Day coming up tomorrow, everybody, November 11th, you all are doing something as far as comfort kits?
Yes, we are super excited. We are partnering with Entergy as well as the Saints, and we are putting together they're helping us put together 2,000 comfort kits. They're opening up their training facility, and they're going to be helping us pack these comfort kits, which are going to go out both to service members who are overseas, as well as to our veterans here in Louisiana.
And what is it going to be like? What, like mattress, like pads or something? Like what's going to bring them the comfort?
So it's mainly hygiene supplies for folks.
Okay, we need that. We need that. We got to smell good.
Yes, and also other things that, you know, folks request when they're stationed overseas, like snacks and whatnot.
I absolutely love it. Well, look, shout out to you all for everything you're doing for our service members and their families. Donovan, once again, happy Veterans Day to you, my brother. Thank you for all that you do. And look, everybody, if you want to do your part, volunteer with the Red Cross. More information on how they're helping out our military families and how you can help volunteer, log on to redcross.org/Louisiana. We'll be right back.